All right, welcome to day 3 at Berkademy Lab. Yesterday was, well, it was frustrating. I caught myself deep in drone mode, wasting hours just polishing AI output. But that frustration, it led me to run an experiment. And what I found completely changed what I thought the AI mirror was showing me. So I was just getting so tired of the generic, totally useless answers from the AI. And I started to wonder, maybe the problem isn't the AI. What if the problem is me? I had to test that idea. And yeah, the results were immediate and pretty humbling, to be honest. It showed me I had this fundamental misunderstanding of what my job was in my conversation with the AI. So here's what I did. I took the exact same core problem, but I asked the AI for help in two completely different ways. First, I just threw out this vague, kind of lazy question. But for the second one, I forced myself to get super clear on my context, my constraints, and my actual goal. And you know what? The vague prompt gave me exactly what I deserved, a beautifully polished list of corporate nonsense, actionable insights that were, ironically, totally and completely unusable. Just fluff. But then, look at this. The output from the clear prompt. It was a different world. It gave me a specific 3-step plan that was hyper-relevant to my exact situation. I mean, I could literally have used this tonight. The difference was just staggering. And seeing that contrast side by side, it made me realize something that's really become the core of this whole project for me. The AI was just reflecting the quality of thought I brought to it. It's not an answer machine. It's a mirror of my own clarity. This whole thing reminded me of this really old foundational idea from the early days of computing that just explains it perfectly. Garbage in, garbage out. And man, it feels more relevant today than ever. Because this is the thing. Modern AI is the ultimate amplifier of GIGO. It can take a vague, lazy input and produce this incredibly impressive sounding sophisticated garbage. But if you feed it clarity, you get actionable insight back. And here's the really crucial part I had to admit to myself. My vague question, it wasn't just lazy, it was actually a form of avoidance. It was my brain's shortcut to skip the hard upfront work of actually thinking about the problem. I stumbled across this idea and it just hit me. It felt so painfully accurate. The real work wasn't getting the AI's answer. The real work was getting clear on my own question. Defining the problem, that was pretty much the whole battle. But this all led to a really uncomfortable admission, something I have to make about this whole process and, well, my own habits. Because achieving that kind of clarity, it doesn't come for free. It costs something. I mean, think about it. Writing that vague, lazy prompt, how can I use AI better? That took me, 30 seconds? It was effortless. But then I wasted 2 hours. 2 hours. Just like I did on day 2, trying to dig for some kind of value in the generic junk it gave me, a total time sink. Now compare that to the other approach. It took a full 20 minutes of real, focused thinking to work through my constraints and write that one clear, specific prompt. And the output I got back, the useful, actionable stuff, it only took 5 minutes to read, understand, and know exactly how to apply it. The value was just right there. Obvious. So when you actually look at the total time invested, the choice is just, it seems so obvious, right? 25 minutes for a great result versus over 2 hours for absolutely nothing. Which leads to a really important question I had to ask myself. If investing 20 minutes up front saves me almost 2 hours of wasted time down the road, why is my default, my gut reaction, to just jump in with a vague, faultless question? What's going on there? And I think I realized it's inertia. It's just easier to ask a fuzzy question and get a fuzzy answer than it is to really confront the problem head on and do the hard work of defining it. Because here's the thing, getting truly clear requires a kind of vulnerability. It forces me to pinpoint the exact gaps in my own knowledge and say, okay, here is the specific thing I don't understand yet. And that is exactly what the AI mirror shows you. It's not judging, it's just reflecting. It shows you if you're in drone mode, avoiding the hard work of thinking, or if you're in creator mode, actually engaging with it. So based on this little breakthrough, I'm setting a new protocol for myself for the rest of this week. It's a new experiment. First, I'm going to spend 20 minutes clarifying my question before every major prompt. Second, I'm going to track my time. How much am I investing in clarity versus wasting on garbage? And third, I'm just going to see what the mirror shows. My early hypothesis here is that this 20-minute investment in thinking before I even open the chat window is going to have a massive return. I'm betting it will save me hours of evaluating sophisticated, well-written garbage by the end of the week. And hey, I'd invite you to try this simple little experiment for yourself. If you use AI, take a problem you're working on, ask it a vague question, then force yourself to get really clear and ask a super specific one. See what your own reflection looks like. Tomorrow, for day 4, I'm going to do something that feels a little scary, actually. I'm going to audit an entire month of my own prompt history to see what patterns it reveals about my thinking. I have a feeling it's not going to be pretty.